Hi guys, I'm back with my first ever sinking funds video. So I'm going to be hopefully doing this video sort of at the beginning of every month and just be shoving some money into various little pots throughout my sinking funds binders. If you watched my previous video and I was a bit down in the dumps about the car accident that I was in, it wasn't major, everything's fine, everyone's fine. I said I was going to batch film all of my videos that night. I completely lost it. By the time I finished that video, I was exhausted and I just went and crawled straight into bed. So I didn't do that. So this is filmed on a different day. Hopefully I sound a little bit happier. Got a Sharpie all over my finger, of course. But yeah, so let's get cracking. Let's work out how much we've got to stuff today. I'll just grab my calculator as well, because there is quite a bit here. So I've got 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 30, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 3, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 94, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 95, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. Perfect. I think that's the first time I've ever actually counted cash on camera and not fluffed it up majorly. So 570 to be stuffing today. Yeah, which is all going into various little sinking funds and stuff. I'll obviously talk you guys through it as I do it. So I'm trying to make sure that I am stuffing money into the stuff that is the highest priority, basically. So things like annuals, so like insurance bills that come once a year that need to be paid. And then also from now on, so from September onwards, I'm doing a real focus on making sure that we have an emergency and like a buffer kind of amount set aside, because that has tripped us up in months previous when something comes along that we haven't quite established a sinking fund or a pot for yet, and it ends up wiping out another category, which then leaves us short later in the month. So with that in mind, I'm going to grab my high priority sinking funds folder, and this is going to be my sort of big priority going forward. So my 1 week ahead, which I don't know, I'm just noticing that this envelope's gone a bit funny, which I don't know why or how, because I've not really touched it yet. Never mind. So yeah, this is going to be my priority going forward. I haven't got tons to put in it this month, just because of how everything else has worked out. But yeah, in future, I'm hoping to get a good chunk stuffed into this, and I would definitely consider this. So if I have money left over at the end of the week from my Saffiano, so from my weekly spends like groceries and things like that, I will definitely consider coming and putting some into here as well, just to keep it ticking over. But for today, we have £60 to pop into here. So what should we do for our very first stuffing? I think I'll do one of the payments, so that's a £30. So I've worked out these amounts, and I've put on the back what they all total to. It doesn't necessarily equate to what these things cost me for a week, but it's just, hello Booba Cat, it's just the best way to kind of add it up for now. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Excuse me Booba Cat, thank you. So let's do our first letter for payments. Perfect. So that is £30. And then what should we do next? Should we do a miscellaneous for 25? Oh no, wait, we can't do that, can we? I can do 2 groceries. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Because otherwise we'd have a 5 left over. Let's get my orange. So excited to see this filling up, and the plan is that obviously once 1 week is complete, I will clean this all off and start taking it over again for a second week saved up, and we'll just keep doing that until we have a month, and then once we have a month we'll start working towards more. So I imagine this is going to become a staple in my videos going forward, because it is a priority, I think, for the future. I want to make sure that we've got a backup. So that was 30, 40, 50, 60. So £60 starting off 1 week ahead. And yeah, I've put the date on there when we started, so the 1st of September 2024, and we'll just see how long this first week takes us to save up for. So next is gifts. Gifts is getting 100 as it normally does, so 20, 40, 60, 80, 1. I did toy with the idea of just stuffing this digitally because I have in here, I have my £50 placeholder to say that I've got £50 in the bank towards gifts. But actually it's quite handy having both cash and digital money for gifts, because it then means I'm not constrained as how I shop for gifts. So just going to pop that in there for now, but that means we have 150 spend on gifts, and then this is my £10 for miscellaneous gifts, I guess. So anything else that comes up, like teacher presents or thank you gifts, anything else that we might need that might fall under gifts. So £100 has gone in, so we're going to tick off £20 for Archie. We're going to tick off £40 for Nanny, so that's 60, and then yeah, we can do £40 for my mum as well. So that means birthdays are now covered up to the start of December, which is fab. November. So yeah, that's good. I can start shopping for all of these. Obviously, we've got Amy's coming up very soon on the 8th, and the kids later in the month. So yeah, happy with the way that that's going. Looking forward to getting more of those ticked off next month. Next is home insurance. So home insurance is going to get £75 this month. So let's just do 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, and 5. So let's put that in. So this is us starting this again on the 1st of September. I've done it so far that each of these little, I want to say it's like a shield, I guess, is 25. I think that will work out okay for us for now. What colour do I want to do these? I might do them in yellow, little gold shield. So let's get 3 of these coloured in. And yeah, this is to pay our home insurance. We actually have like a multi-policy for our home and car and contents and all that kind of stuff, which comes out, I want to say it's either February or March. I need to double check on that. But yeah, we need 600 more in the account. So actually I need to sort out some placeholders to go in this as well, because we already have, actually, I stuffed that digitally, didn't I? Okay, right. I'm going to take this out because I did transfer this over digitally. Can you tell I'm just a bit all over the place today? However, that is still correct. I did stuff £75. I just stuffed it into one of my styling pots instead. And yeah, like I said, I need to add the placeholders for what was already in that account. I believe it was 750, but I don't even have my placeholders on me right now, so I can't do that. I'll sort that out after this video. So yeah, 600 is the remainder of what we need to have enough set aside, and that's like with a generous kind of buffer as well, just to account for any interest. Obviously those rates tend to kind of go up every year, don't they? My husband's quite good at phoning up and getting like a good agreement on it, but I just want to make sure we have extra set aside there, and then if there is any left over, which would be fab, we can just roll it into next year's savings for that same bill. Emergency, this is getting stuffed. So emergency is getting £40. What colour do we want to do these? I want to do pink, or do I want to do blue? Or do I want to do a kind of rainbow? Could do a kind of rainbow, I guess. I might do a backwards rainbow, so I'll do like pink starting from the top, then purple, blue, green, yellow, orange, red, and then start back at pink. I don't know. I haven't really planned any of this, guys. Can you tell? I'm just winging it. I know there's £40 going into here, so let's colour off 4 of these little padlocks because they are £10 each icon. So this is an emergency fund. However, for the next couple of months while we're still building everything up, this may be treated as a bit of a buffer. So I am expecting that if an unexpected cost comes in, it may come out of this emergency fund, and that is absolutely fine. We can't do everything all at once. So yeah, although this is our emergency fund, it will be treated more as a buffer until we kind of manage to get a bit more ahead in some of the rest of our sinking funds. So that is £40 going into there. So let's just do that in 20s. And again, this will be one that if I ever have leftovers or money to allocate from challenges and stuff, I will definitely be popping it into here just because I want to make sure that we're building this up. Cleaner. So like I was saying, with all the exciting changes that's happening with our September budget and the fact that I've actually earned money that is contributing to our September budget, previously I was a stay-at-home parent, I have treated us to a cleaner going forward. They'll be doing about an hour and a half every week, which is amazing. It's going to be such a massive help to us as a family. And I said this before, but especially going into the colder months, I do tend to suffer with like seasonal affective disorder, really low energy levels and just motivation levels, I guess, coming into the colder months. So it's going to be a massive help to have someone here helping us keep the house in order, and actually knowing that we have someone coming in once a week will help us to be more motivated to keep the house more in order the rest of the week as well before she comes back. So yeah, an hour and a half, so it's £15 an hour, but I'm actually going to stuff enough money for an extra hour in here just because I'm aware, obviously I work to a 4-week month, however there will be months where I'm having to pay an extra week, if that makes sense. So the more I can pop in here just to start with, the better, and then if I need to top it up with anything else, I can take it out of my personal spending money or our groceries money or just somewhere else. So I'm going to be putting £105 into here. What should we do this in? Let's do this in some, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 1. So it's 105 going into cleaner. I'm not going to bother having a tracker or anything in here. I know how much needs to go in here and I know how much I need to pay my cleaner. So, you know, this will be going in and out monthly anyway. Holiday. So I have stuffed this month £200 into my Starling account. I'll try and pop up a little thing on screen just to show you guys if I pop it here. So although I'm not stuffing physical money into here, I will be putting it into my Starling pot, and I'll just be using this as a tracker so we know how much is in there. I won't be colouring anything off this month. just because, and I know it's disappointing, like I'm kind of like gutted. I really want to, I've just realised I've written that wrong as well. That's meant to be 50. Can I scratch that off? No. Right, I'll sort that off camera. So each latte will be 150, which will cover like what I'm aiming to put in each month into this. And then each bean will be an additional 50. So either if I get to the end and I've coloured in all the lattes and I need to colour in 3 beans to cover a month, that's fine. Or if I ever have any extra £50 that I can put into here, I will do that as well. So this all adds up to 1,500. Whether or not we get to that point before we start spending out of it, I don't know. Yeah, that's obviously like 10 months, isn't it, worth of stuffings. Yeah, I don't know. We'll just wait and see with that one. So I'm not going to colour anything in. I need to come back and correct that. But any money that is in our holiday pot right now, which again I'm going to pop up on here, that is going to get withdrawn and spent in a week or so's time on euros for our upcoming holiday. We're going on holiday in a couple of weeks' time. So yeah, that money set aside is going to go towards our spending money for the week. Credit card. Okay, this one is getting some money. And yeah, I hope you guys don't mind I'm being a bit random, like waffly and stuff, but I'm just talking you guys through it as I'm talking myself, kind of thinking out loud. Credit card payments, I can afford to put £35 into this each month. My husband also puts another £50 directly onto his credit card. So for now, this is just going to be to complement that and to hopefully get it paid off a little bit faster. So yeah, this comes to an odd total of 630, but I'm fine with that. It's not a problem. That will just be a massive chunk for us to be able to pay off that credit card. I think there's about 2,500 on there. So we will get that down eventually. And again, I'm budgeting that I can put £35 into here, but if I ever have money that I can reallocate or move around, I will obviously work on paying this off as well. So for today, let's do 35 going into credit card. And then we shall colour these off. Let's do a purple for these. There we go. And again, I've just put on the back the date that we've started this because it will be interesting to see how quickly we complete it. Obviously, I'm looking at this and going, oh my God, only £35 a month is going to take us forever. But you never know. We might get it ticked off sooner than we expect. Okay, so what is next? What have we got? Bathroom. So I had budgeted that I was going to put £70 towards this month. However, because I feel like it's a bit of a far off goal and there are other things that I want to be putting more money into, I think I've changed my mind. And that £70 was just worked out by trying to imagine how much we'll need as a lump sum when it comes to needing to do up our bathroom. There's just a few bits that need doing, and how quickly we would need that. At the moment, there's nothing that needs urgently doing. It's kind of cosmetic. Everything works perfectly. So for now, I think I'm going to be content with putting £50 a month into here. So then if things need doing sooner, we can obviously do little bits here and there. Or hopefully we can just leave this to build up until we get to the kind of bigger amount that we would need. Basically, we need to re-put in a window, which the window cavity is still there. It's just blocked up, so that's fine. It'll be the cost of obviously the labour, buying the window unit, and then there's a few other bits in our bathroom that need replacing. It's like matte black and white, and all the matte black tapware and stuff is going to need replacing at some point because we have very hard water in our area. So I'm going to pop £50 into here. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And again, I don't have a tracker as such for this at the moment. I'm not sure if I will add one at some point because it's not exactly like we have a defined amount we want to save. I don't know, I'm gonna have a think about that. Car service is getting £20. garden maintenance. So this is like a big cost for us on a yearly basis. We have a lot of big conifers that act as a sound barrier between us and the train line, and we have a group of guys that comes around and maintains them sort of once a year, but it is quite a big cost. So this is definitely something we need to be ticking off each month and just getting stuffed. So I'm going to stick £40 in there for now. UK holiday. So this is going to be well, yeah, a UK holiday essentially. I did originally put on here that I was going to do each icon as 50 with a total goal of 1,000. However, I think a more realistic amount that we need to save for this is 500. So I'm going to change this that each icon is actually 25 instead. And yeah, hopefully we're going to be putting around £50 each month into here. We have been having discussions as a family this past week about potentially going to Center Parcs in February. So whether or not we have to kind of stuff this, my husband's bonus comes in next month, and then he also gets sort of an additional bonus towards the end of the year, I think it is, or beginning of next year, which is like a referral bonus he got from referring someone to his company. So we should be able to fully fund this in order to go to Center Parcs in February, March time. But yeah, for now, I'm just going to work on ticking these off and putting in the 25 that I have for this month. So I'm just going to do this in 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Going into UK holiday. But we all know that what that means. It's a Center Parcs really, isn't it? Although I would love to go camping as a family at some point. My husband never did it as a child, whereas for me, it was kind of all our family could afford was like camping holidays and caravan holidays and things. Whereas my husband grew up going on like 2-week holidays to Cuba and stuff like that. It's all right for some, isn't it? So yeah, hopefully at some point I can convince them, or convince him, I'm sure my son would be up for it, that yeah, we can go and do some sort of camping. I'm more than happy to meet him halfway and do like a glamping or something. I'm not going to say no to a few more creature comforts, but yeah, I just think that would be such a fun thing to do, and Ezra's at a fab age for kind of like just being entertained by being in the great outdoors basically. So yeah, although I'm saying this is a Center Parcs fund, I'm sure if we do go in February, it'll probably be a while until we go again. So maybe once this is complete again, after we've paid off that, we could look at a camping holiday. So yeah, anyway, for now, that is £50. Did I just put 25 in there? I did, didn't I? Guys, I'm still not 100% with it, am I? Right, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Why did I do 30? Oh my gosh, I'm actually going to lose my mind. Right, let me just get the rest of these 5s out and just double check I am actually putting £50 in here, because I don't trust myself anymore. Right, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Okay, we got there in the end. And yeah, obviously you can see the kind of notes and amounts and stuff that I'm stuffing in here. I will be looking to do a cash condensing again towards the end of this month. It's not something I've had to really do regularly before, but I think it will be going forward. So I think the only other thing in this binder that is getting stuffed this week is £20 into home improvements. Just because, I said before, but we've got a few bits that we want to do. Specifically, we want to move Ezra into a bigger bedroom and do that up really nicely for him for his 3rd birthday, which is in December. So we will be using some of his, like the money that we've allotted for his gifts for that room makeover. However, we will also need a bit in here, and we're going to need to get him like a new wardrobe, obviously paints and stuff for the walls, bedding, all sorts. So yeah, it's just good to have that set aside. So yeah, Bulk and Booba aren't getting anything this month. out of what I've budgeted. I'm sure they'll get some love at some point. Yeah, I definitely need to downsize this binder into 2 separate ones, I think. Was there anything else that I needed to do? Oh yes, so I had I'm just looking at this and going, I've got a lot of money in here, but I said that there was £20 that I didn't put into bathroom, didn't I? I said that could go elsewhere. What else have I missed? Done car service, window cleaner. Okay, that's what else I forgot. So in here, let's just find it. Here we go, window cleaner. So that is £18 every 6 weeks. He's actually just been, so I'll probably need to take this straight back out. But for now, I'm just going to pop it in here. So that's £20 into window cleaner. And then I wasn't putting anything to car clean, was I? Nothing into appliances or meals out, days out, garden, cards, no. Okay, so there was, so I thought I had created a sinking fund or like an envelope for Ezra's haircut, but I didn't. So I'm just going to pop the £10 that I've allocated for his haircut into beauty. That is roughly what it costs to get his haircut. It's usually like, I think it's £12, but that £2 can just come out of either if I have change from my stuff or the fund money. That's absolutely fine. So yeah, that is it for there. So that means we have £20 left over because I decided I was only putting 50 into bathroom. So I think what I'm going to do is come back into here and to 1 week ahead, and I'm just going to put another 20 into here, just because, like I said, this is going to be a priority for us. This is the last £20 going into 1 week ahead. So what did we say? Petrol was £20, and that's a yellow. So this is fab because that's even more that we're getting ticked off of here, which I'm very happy about. That means 1 week ahead currently has, what did we put in? We put 60 and then another 20, so £80 in here. So I think that's a great start to this, and I'm really looking forward to, like I say, getting this filled out. And yeah, just ticking away at these. So yeah, that is it for this video. Thank you for sticking with me while I kind of figured all of that out. Hopefully next month will be a bit more seamless, when I'm kind of, I know what I'm doing a bit more. Like I say, I'm just working it all out. Sinking funds are very new to me, but they're going to be a massive help to us as a family to make sure that we're not dipping into money that we shouldn't be dipping into. So yeah, I'm really excited to see where I go with these. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll be back very soon with my challenge video for this week, where I will have £75 to play with. So come back for that.